Hello, friends. Picture this. Someone knocks on your door, says they are from the gas company or electric company and need to check your meter. 5 minutes later, either you have been robbed or you are staring at a bill for thousands of dollars you never expected. This is happening across the country right now. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to tell the difference between a real utility worker and a scammer. What rights you have when someone shows up at your door claiming to work for your utility company, and the one phrase that protects you no matter what. A phrase that every scammer will avoid and that every real utility worker will respect completely. Stay until the end, because the one thing you should never do when a utility worker shows up is something most people do automatically without thinking. Before we get into it, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. Utility scams are one of the fastest growing crime categories targeting seniors, and most people only learn how they work after they have already been victimized. Subscribe now and let's get into it. Let me begin with what a legitimate utility visit actually looks like, because understanding the real thing is the best way to spot what is not real. In almost every case, a legitimate visit from your gas, electric, or water company is announced in advance. A letter, a door hanger, or a phone call. There are limited situations where an unannounced visit can be legitimate: a reported gas leak in the area, an outdoor meter reading, or an emergency repair. But even then, the technician will have a company-issued photo ID, a clearly marked vehicle, and will not insist on entering your home unless indoor equipment specifically requires access. According to major utilities including DTE Energy and PSE&G, their employees will virtually never need to enter your home without a prior appointment. If someone shows up unannounced and insists on entering immediately, that alone should put you on alert. Now, let me tell you about the cases that are happening right now, because the methods scammers use are more sophisticated than most people realize. Two men showed up at a senior citizen's home in New York City wearing Con Edison uniforms. They showed him a badge and said they needed to check his fuse box. One of them asked him to go to the basement and watch a light bulb to see if the color changed. A completely invented task designed to get him out of the room. While he was in the basement watching a light bulb, the second man went through the house and took $70,000 in cash that the homeowner had kept in a dresser drawer. By the time the homeowner came back upstairs, both men were gone. The uniforms were bought online. The badges were printed at home. The entire operation took under 10 minutes. In a second case reported by WXYZ in Detroit, a man claiming to be a utility worker pushed his way into a home and held the homeowner at gunpoint. In dozens of cases reported to state utility commissions and the FTC across 2025 and 2026, fake utility workers arrived at doors, often in the evenings, often on weekends, often in pairs, claiming there was an urgent problem with the meter, the gas line, or the electrical panel. In every case, they worked in pairs. One person to engage the homeowner, one person to search the house or steal valuables the moment the homeowner's attention was diverted. The FTC estimates that utility impersonation scams cost Americans $158 million per year, and according to the FTC's most recent data, seniors are the most targeted group because scammers assume older homeowners are more trusting, more likely to have cash at home, and less likely to verify credentials before opening the door. Here are the 7 red flags that tell you immediately that the person at your door is not who they claim to be. First, they arrived without any prior notice, no letter, no phone call, no door hanger, and they are insisting they need to come inside right now. Legitimate utility workers understand that customers need to verify their identity. They will wait. Scammers create urgency because urgency prevents thinking. Second, they cannot produce a photo ID with a company-issued badge number. Every legitimate utility employee carries one. Ask to see it. If they become defensive, impatient, or angry when you ask, that is your answer. Third, their uniform or vehicle does not match your utility company's actual branding. Look carefully. Fake uniforms often have logos that are slightly wrong, slightly faded, or printed on a generic vest rather than embroidered on a real uniform shirt. Their vehicle may be unmarked or have a magnetic sign stuck to the side. Fourth, they are working in a pair where one person keeps trying to move you away from where the other person is. The distraction technique is the most consistently used method in fake utility worker crimes. If one person keeps suggesting you check something in another room or keeps asking you questions that require you to move away from the area they are inspecting, stop the interaction immediately. Fifth, they are demanding immediate payment, especially by gift card, Zelle, Venmo, cash, or cryptocurrency. No legitimate utility company will ever send a technician to your door to collect payment. None. Payments are made through your account, by mail, or through the utility's official payment systems. A demand for any other form of payment on the spot is a 100% indicator of fraud. Sixth, they are threatening immediate disconnection. Your gas will be shut off in an hour. Your electricity will be cut today. You need to act right now. Utility companies are required by state law to provide advanced written notice before disconnecting service. The notice period varies by state, but is typically at least 10 days. No legitimate utility company dispatches a worker to your door to disconnect service on the spot without prior written notice. Seventh, they arrive in the evening or on a weekend without a previously scheduled appointment. Most legitimate utility maintenance happens during business hours on weekdays. A visit after 5 p.m. or on a Saturday or Sunday without a prior appointment is a significant warning sign. Now, let me tell you about your rights when a utility worker shows up, real or fake. You have the absolute right to ask for and examine a photo ID before allowing anyone onto your property. Take a photo of it with your phone. You have the right to call your utility company to verify the worker is actually assigned to your address today. Call the number on your bill, not any number they hand you. This takes 2 minutes, and no legitimate worker will object to waiting. You have the right to record the interaction from the moment you open the door. Announce clearly that you are recording. Scammers will often leave immediately. Real utility workers will not object. You have the right to refuse entry to any part of your home not directly relevant to the stated purpose. If they need to read the basement meter, that does not mean they need access to your bedroom or living room. And if you are ever presented with anything to sign, write clearly before your signature. Signing under protest, not agreeing to any charges, requesting review before any billing action. Fill the entire comment space so nothing can be added below. Now for the phrase I promised you, the one sentence that separates every scammer from every real utility worker in 5 seconds. When someone appears at your door claiming to represent your utility company, say this: I need to verify your identity before we go any further. I'm going to call your company directly using the number on my bill. Please wait here while I do that. That is it. That single sentence does 3 things at once. It is completely reasonable, no legitimate utility worker will find it offensive. It gives you 2 minutes to make a call that confirms or denies everything, and it is something scammers cannot survive because the company's dispatcher will either confirm the visit is real or tell you no one was dispatched to your address today. If the person at your door objects, becomes aggressive, says there is no time for that, or leaves, you have your answer. If you receive a large bill from your utility company claiming that tampering was found or that you owe for unbilled usage, you are not required to simply pay it. Every state has a Public Utilities Commission, sometimes called a PUC or PSC, that handles disputes between customers and utility companies. Filing a complaint is free. The utility company is required to respond and provide documentation of how the charge was calculated. In most states, you can request an independent meter inspection. The utility company bears the burden of proving that a violation occurred, not the other way around. Report any suspected fake utility worker to 3 places: your local police department or 911 if you believe a crime occurred, your actual utility company's fraud hotline, the number is on your bill, and the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Your report may prevent the same people from reaching another senior in your neighborhood. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had someone come to your door claiming to be from a utility company that seemed suspicious? Have you had a situation where you were not sure whether it was real or not? Write it below. Your experience may be exactly what another viewer needs to read to recognize what is happening to them before they open the door. So, here is the complete picture. Legitimate utility visits are almost always scheduled in advance. An unannounced visit demanding immediate entry is your first warning sign. Fake utility workers come in pairs, use distraction to separate you from valuables, and use urgency to prevent you from thinking clearly. The 7 red flags. No advance notice with insistence on immediate entry. No proper photo ID. Mismatched uniform or vehicle. Distraction technique. Demand for gift card or cash payment. Threat of immediate disconnection. And arrival outside business hours without an appointment. Your most powerful protection. I'm calling your company directly to verify. Please wait. And if you receive an unexpected large bill, file a complaint with your state's Public Utilities Commission before paying anything. It is free, and the utility company must respond. Subscribe. Share this with someone you know who lives alone or who would open the door without thinking to verify, and I'll see you in the next one.